The inspection of a major water pipe prompts a public alert from city officials. Good evening, I'm Ryan Bonazzo. Thank you for joining us. Homes and businesses in the North Waterfront area could see discolored tap water or weaker pressure starting today due to the inspection of a north side trunk water main. One of the areas being inspected is at the corner of John and Court Streets. The work is taking place from today until Friday night. Water and wastewater engineer Josh Daniels say they need to determine the condition of the large pipe which carries water to the city from the Bear Point treatment plant.
We have a lot of very critical water mains throughout the city. As you know, they're buried, so it's pretty challenging to identify the condition of them without doing some sort of work like this. And because we have about 700 kilometers of water main in the city, it's tough to prioritize and really inform our asset management plan on where we need to do work and where we need to look. So doing work like this helps us gain an understanding of the state of the infrastructure.
Daniels says if your tap water looks discolored, don't try to turn on the hot water. Instead, run one cold water tap, preferably near the water meter, until it runs clear. Then flush the rest of the taps in the home. Thunder Bay Police are investigating an incident involving a pedestrian who was seriously injured by a train this afternoon. City police and other emergency responders were dispatched to the tracks along Water Street near Camelot shortly after 2 o'clock. Eyewitnesses say a man in his early 20s climbed on top of a CP rail train when it started moving. He then tried to climb down the side but ended up with serious injuries to his limbs. He was rushed to hospital by Superior North EMS. The forensics unit is now involved in the investigation, and there's a visible police presence that could impact traffic in that area. Thunder Bay Police are reporting 2 incidents in which their officers were assaulted. The first happened Monday night near Strand Avenue after police pulled over an impaired motorcyclist. An 18-year-old woman then intervened, allegedly punching one officer and biting another. Both she and the motorcyclist were arrested and charged. The other incident happened early this morning on Amelia Street. Someone was hitting walls and a door with a hammer. When police arrived, the suspect threw a screwdriver at the officers. They were arrested after a brief struggle and remain in custody. One of the largest mining and resource expos in Canada is set to begin in Thunder Bay tomorrow. Sencan will take over the Fort William Gardens for the 4th year in a row, bringing more than 300 exhibitors together for a 2-day showcase of live equipment demos, presentations, and a job fair. It all starts tomorrow at 10 a.m. The Resource Expo caters to those in the skilled trades and natural resource sectors. The event also highlights Northern Ontario's critical role in supplying strategic minerals to Canada and the world. Canadian Trade ex-president Glenn Dreadhart says anyone looking for a high-paying career in the industry can find over 80 companies accepting resumes on site. He explains what the community can look forward to.
240 displays inside the building, so that's the curling rink and the arena, covered full from the lobby right through. And then all of the outside grounds, so we've blocked off 3 roads around the gardens for our outdoor displays, because the big stuff just can't get inside the doors. The Sencan Expo is one of Thunder Bay's largest events. It does bring in, I would say, about 2,000 delegates from outside of the Thunder Bay area, and they come in from all over the world, actually.
Sencan runs until 5 p.m. tomorrow and then continues on Thursday from 10 to 3. A woman from British Columbia faces several drug trafficking charges after multiple search warrants were executed in Thunder Bay 2 weeks ago by the OPP Guns and Gangs Unit, NAPS, and Thunder Bay Police. More than $120,000 worth of drugs were confiscated following the search of a hotel, 2 businesses, and a vehicle. The drugs included suspected cocaine, fentanyl, and methamphetamine. In addition to drug trafficking charges, the 29-year-old woman from Surrey, BC, is also charged with possession of a weapon for a dangerous purpose and possession of proceeds obtained by crime over $5,000. She's been released from custody and is scheduled to appear in court next month. Federal Jobs Minister Patty Hajdu says Pierre Poilievre's call to end the temporary foreign workers program is irresponsible. The federal Conservative leader called on Mark Carney last week to abolish the program.
And to stop issuing visas for any new temporary foreign workers coming into the country.
Originally introduced in 1973 under Prime Minister Pierre Trudeau, the program was meant to address nationwide labor shortages. Now, Poilievre wants that program gone, citing a lack of available jobs for Canadian citizens. But Hajdu notes the program accounts for less than 1% of the workforce. She adds there are a number of immigration streams, like the rural and northern immigration pilot, or foreign students who might need to work while they study.
What I think is irresponsible is to try to pit us against each other as regions or as Canadians, that we need to pull together. And look, the question of immigration and the balance of immigration is an important one, and it needs to be flexible as we see, for example, the economy change, as we see regional population levels change. These are all really important things to consider, but to do so in a way that pits Canadians against each other, we can't be divided, and this is a time where we need to stand together.
Students, faculty, and community members gathered at Confederation College yesterday for the raising of the Fort William First Nation flag. It's a step toward honoring Indigenous heritage and recognizing the deep connections between the college and the traditional land it occupies. The ceremony featured traditional songs, prayers, and speeches from college officials and Fort William Chief Michelle Solomon. Confederation President Michelle Salo says it's critical for an educational institute to indigenize the facility and believes it's important for faculty and students to understand the territory that the college sits on.
It feels pretty amazing. It really is a step towards our journey in reconciliation and indigenization of the school. I think it's critical for an education institute, more so than any other place in the city of Thunder Bay, because we know a lot of the trauma was related to education in the past. And so to me, this symbolizes a huge shift in reconciliation across the city of Thunder Bay.
I think signifying to people that come to this community and to this college that Confederation College acknowledges whose territory that this college is on is really important. It's important to convey that to the public. It's also important to give that awareness to the students who attend school here.
The ceremony and flag, as you heard there, are seen as a step toward reconciliation. Confederation College is marking 5 years of its student refugee program. Academic Programming Dean Shane Strickland says the program has changed the lives of those students and enriched the college community overall.
When the students arrive, they are Canadian citizens, so they are domestic students that come from abroad. But it's really important for Confederation College because we get to support students enriching their own lives so that they can be a direct contributor to the City of Thunder Bay and to Confederation College. But they also enrich the social fabric of Confederation College as well as the classroom, so that students are learning about each other alongside with each other while they're also learning about the programming that they're enrolled in.
The Student Refugee Program is led nationally by the World University Service of Canada. Through the program, the students' tuition is paid for by the college and a student levy, with the goal of having one new student arrive every year. The college also provides employment opportunities. The students say the process of enrolling through the program is long, but it's well worth it.
Interviews, a lot of paperwork, a lot of documents, and then after that you get here and it's another journey.
Everybody here is welcoming. They're very welcoming. The college is welcoming, and the committee, my committee, was like really helpful and really nice. And like it basically was great.
The students themselves, the SRP alumni and the current student, they always say that this program is life-changing for them. They have grown into incredible individuals. When they get off that plane, there's a bunch of us there, and they're always so shy. And after their one-year sponsorship, it's incredible to see how they've come out of their shell.
Thunder Bay's first French public school has officially welcomed students back for the new school year. The return marks another step forward in growing the Francophone community here. Jaden Billick reports.
Yeah, I think everything's going great. The staff are wonderful and the students and families seem really happy, so that's all we can ask for.
School is back in session at École Publique des Vents du Nord on Victoria Avenue, and students are settling into Thunder Bay's first French public school for another year of learning. This is the third year of operation for the school. Principal Oisem Wan had originally hoped to have up to 70 students at the school by this stage, but she points out that their student numbers have doubled since September of 2023, and she's excited for a great year ahead.
Yeah, I mean, the start of the school year has been great, very busy. We have a whole bunch of new students this year with a total of 30 students, 26 year. We have 3 classrooms with some split classes, and so far everything's going super well. We're here available for families who are interested in French language education, and we're open to all.
As a result of the smaller enrollment, students have more one-on-one time with teachers, providing extra support in their studies and a stronger foundation in both French and core subjects. A key goal for this year is to connect students with the local Francophone community through cultural events. One invites anyone interested to check out what they have to offer.
On September 18th, we're having an open house, so if there are any families who are interested in coming to have a look at the school or possibly debating whether or not they want to register their child into the French public system, you are more than welcome to come and visit the school.
Juan says it's exciting to see enrollment numbers rise each year, even if it's just a handful more. And there's no registration deadline for those looking to enroll their own children. Jaden Billick, TBT News.
A twist on last month's Thunder Bay 50-50 helped dozens of furry friends find their forever homes. During the Dog Days of Summer campaign, the Hospital Foundation teamed up with the District Humane Society to shine a light on pets in need. By the end of August, 13 dogs and 31 cats had been adopted. 6 more dogs are currently on adoption trials, and 12 additional cats and dogs are in foster-to-adopt homes. Shauna Beaulieu with the Humane Society and Hospital Foundation CEO Glenn Craig say this is a partnership they want to continue.
Yeah, we've certainly had a great month. It was just such a inspirational and positive time to be able to partner with you and for your support. The extra exposure was awesome.
I know personally what a spot they feel in your heart and what love they bring to your family, so that is great. That 31 cats and 13 dogs. We've had a lot of fun this year. Are you up for it next year?
I think so. Yeah,
actually, we have
looking forward to it.
Great to see. That's a great partnership for a great cause. All right, well, let's turn our attention to the weather now. And Haley, today was a lot better than yesterday was.
Yeah, it was raining cats and dogs last night.
Was.
Ayo. If you're a fan of knowing what the actual rainfall total was, we did hear from Environment Canada today, and they were saying the region saw around 20 to 25 millimeters over the course of the night last night. So definitely not record-breaking, but a fairly substantial amount last night, that's for sure. And it came with a little bit of a thunderstorm as well, so something to keep your eyes on last night. But as for today, when we turned our eyes to the skies, it was pretty foggy and misty in the morning. We did see that in the early hours around 7, 8, and 9 in the morning, but then it was just mostly cloudy for the rest of the day. We did hit a high of 20, which is quite lovely for this time of year. And we didn't see much of a humidex except for at 4 in the afternoon. The conditions were just right at that hour where we did see a humidex of 24, but other than that, it didn't really play a factor throughout the day. As for the rest of the region, even up in Red Lake, they did see some morning fog earlier in the day, but that cleared out for the most part. They were mainly sunny. Now they're partly cloudy. They're still at their high of 22, but they are seeing a humidex making it feel like 24. We see a high of 22 though in other places like Kenora and Dryden. We see 23 in Fort Frances and Atikokan. They were quite lovely and sunny throughout the day, and they did see slight humidex as well, making it feel 1 to 2 few degrees hotter as well. Even across the way into Armstrong, it was still a lovely day, nice and sunny. They're currently at their high of 22. Greenstone, very close, 19, and mostly sunny. They did have a cloudier start to the day, and it did extend into the early afternoon, so they didn't quite warm up as much as areas further to the west. But really what I'm going to draw your attention to is Marathon and Wawa. They have stayed steady throughout the day at 12 and 13 respectively. Marathon is actually under a fog advisory right now, and that will extend overnight. Visibility will be very low, so definitely be careful if you're traveling in that area. They've had light drizzle throughout the day. Wawa has seen rain all throughout the day. They've also seen winds from the southwest gusting around 40 kilometers an hour at times. And Sault Ste. Marie, they were mostly cloudy, but they're just starting to see some light rain at this hour as well, as they could see some continued throughout the evening. They did have a high of 20, but they're now at 18. As for tonight in Thunder Bay, we'll drop down to 11. We'll see a few clouds, and those fog patches will develop as the night goes on as well. Fogginess could be the trend in our next few nights, but that's not too bad if our days clear up. So that's what we're really looking for, Ryan. 11 is a beautiful low for this time of year as well. So I could have some good news for the rest of the week as far as temperatures go, so stay tuned.
All right, we like good news, so yeah, we will stay tuned for that. Thanks a lot, Haley.